So hi guys, today I'm gonna make a video around the topic of legitimacy, and we're gonna have some insights about that topic in order to grow internally and externally, and to increase our internal product of happiness. So let's go for it, and I hope you're ready for the journey, inner and outer. So there's the thing with legitimacy is a tricky topic, and I would start with saying, like, the basic point for legitimacy is to enter in contact with who we are, and to quote the temple in Delphi, close by Athens in Greece, know thyself. It's like all technology of knowing oneself is the base of this inner and outer journey. So in order to do so, we need to tame and enter in contact with our inner world. And so, like, getting friend with the thoughts that go through us, the feelings, the emotions, the judgments, the core beliefs, all the things that pass by our mind and that defines roughly our identity, at least some aspect of our identity, and I will explain later about this sense of identity. So that's the first thing, is to do this work of identification of our own inner world. And often in this quest for legitimacy, I mean, I don't know in the country you're living in, but the country I'm living in France, there's a lot of emphasis on title and diplomas. So basically, we look for extrinsic source of legitimacy. And that's something, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. We use diploma and title to actually validate a specific field of competences. If the competences are absent, then the title and the diploma are empty. So this is already something to relate to our extrinsic quest for legitimacy. And the first move to really go into this perspective of being friend with our own legitimacy is so know oneself, and also getting in love with who we are for what we are, and getting rid of those extrinsic quests for external recognition. Because the truth is, I mean, it's nothing brand new here, but the truth is, if we don't recognize oneself, then any external quest will be empty. We won't find the peace we're looking for, or the realization we're looking for. So what I'm talking here is really like inner accomplishment. You know, it's really inner recognition. So then, in this perspective, we have some aspect of our inner world that are based on our education, the environment we have grown up in, and there's some of our inner world are guided by those extrinsic forces. So we need to identify them, get in touch with them, clarifying them, because they're our inner compass. If my compass is based on extrinsic sources that do not really define my true self, then I will carry on being alienated wherever I will go on my life path. The question I was scratching at the surface just before is the question of identity, and how we define our own identity, where it's coming from, how it has been built. There's really a key point in this perspective, which is our identities are very relative. If I go at a depth level of the spiritual tradition, like Buddhism, because it's the one I'm very involved with, there is this basic notion of anatta, the non-self. Like, basically, there's nowhere to be found consistent, permanent identity in ourselves. We are beings, we are bodies, we are mind that are in constant evolution, passing and going. And there is big work to find our true legitimacy, is to tune in with the life flow of the cosmos. So which means being able to go for a dissolution of our false identities and to melt slowly with this cosmic flux, this stream where we actually belong to. Because otherwise there always will be a sense of separation, something inside that is cut from our true nature, our true essence. And in that perspective, spending time in nature is a good reminder about where we belong to, actually. Where we belong to. So there's something that starts to pop up at this point. This work of legitimacy and finding our true identity has a lot much more to do with deconstruction than to build something. At least the first movement has a lot to do with deconstruction. So this deconstruction and building something is it's kind of based on a basic principle: less is more. It's like if you start to really empty your mind, we can take this metaphor of this famous metaphor in the Zen tradition. It's like when the cup is already full, the disciple cannot learn anything. Nothing can be put more because it's already full. So the first movement is to empty the cup. And what is in the cup is all the things we have learned in the so-called culture we're living in. Some is precious. Some of it is precious, but some of it is just bullshit. So we need really to get clear about cultivating a clean garden inside our system. So the more we enter in contact with this deep core of ourselves by emptying the cup first, the more we get closer to our essence, to our root core values, and we dive into a sense of intimacy. Intimacy is gold. It's like precious. To know oneself has a lot to do with being intimate with oneself. That's actually the main point in the job I'm offering in accompaniment is taming our own intimacy, meeting this intimacy, and by doing so, we make room for ourselves. And sometimes we realize that we haven't made room for ourselves an entire life, by habits, conditioning, and there's nothing more sad than leaving this planet without having make room for ourselves. So the better, the sooner, the better. And then when we start to tune in with this inner identity, then we can enter in coherence with oneself, to put oneself in coherence with our true identity. And it's a conscious choice, So first, there's a lot to do with differentiation, identification about what's going on inside, growing consciousness, making room for consciousness, and then afterwards tuning in with what we have discovered. So, entering in coherence with oneself. And on this journey about discovering our true identity and our true legitimacy, more and more there is something unfolding. Is that our identity is full of void, it's empty. Like to paraphrase, to use this Buddhist concept of anatta, the non-self, there's nothing inside we can rely on that is a fixed structure. Everything is on the move, always. And so the only sense of safety we can have, it's actually being at peace with finding no safety at all. And it's easier to say it than to live it. Anyway, guys, I hope this video has inspired you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. There will be more on the go because I have a lot to share. I spent 25 years in the cave to study the different field of psychotherapy, silent sitting meditation, nonviolent communication, non-dualistic approach, yoga practice, and I'm stepping out of the cave, so be prepared for more. Thanks for listening. See you for more.